Hey everyone, day 26. Just got done with an interview with a professor at a local college here in Indianapolis. um, Great conversation, really thoughtful, very deep. We started talking about Socrates and rhetoric. And man, it was just fascinating. Really cool conversation. I'm headed to the Indiana Pacers Washington Wizards game. My friend Meg, her husband Eric, and I are taking the two kids. And so I got my John Wall jersey on. What's up? What's up? So I'm getting ready to represent my Wizards in Indianapolis. Tomorrow I've got another interview and, bunch of different stuff. Oh, interesting thing. Yesterday I was interviewed for a radio show that will air on Thursday. And it's a guy named Tom Clammer, and he runs a show called Tell Somebody. I think that's what it's called, Tell Somebody. I might be wrong about that. Shoot. Old age setting in. I'm not remembering the name of his show. Anyway, he interviewed me for about an hour about the documentary, and it was really deep. He's a really good interviewer. In fact, I should take some cues from him, which I did actually today. He would ask us a question, and then he would just shut up. And his questions were really short. And then I just talked. Man, I just talked and talked and talked. So as soon as that's available online, I will grab it and put it on our website and email it to you guys so you can check that out. Other than that, it was a shame kind of today. I really liked the guy that I was interviewing. And at the end of the interview, I felt a little bit like, man, it stinks that we disagree. But that's part of part of that tension, I guess. Or maybe it's maybe it's an unintended consequence of listening to people from the other side is that you start to care about them and like them, and then you have this disagreement in there that is sort of sad. And I know there's a way to look at it in terms of disagreements are healthy and blah blah blah, but it's still sad. I found at the end of the conversation I wanted us to reach some sort of resolution. Most of what we talked about was gay marriage. So I'm kind of left with, man, that was an amazing, amazing conversation. And I learned, like in every conversation, I learned something very, very important about how he views marriage. It was like experiential. The way I asked him to describe marriage, and the way he described it, the smells in the church. He's Eastern Orthodox Christian. The smells in the church, the ritual. I connected with that. I connected with that because it reminded me of the church that I grew up in, and I understood most of the time when people are against gay marriage and they say something about it cheapens marriage or I'm defending marriage, I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Defending marriage. Like, what is this marriage you're defending that you want to keep everyone else from having? But listening to this guy today, I, for the first time, I think, got an experience of marriage, not just marriage as a concept, but as like an experience of even like scripture verses God created them in his own image, male and female. He feels like gay marriage threatens that scripture, which means so much to him. Again, I can disagree, but I can't disagree with his experience. I keep coming back to that. You can't disagree with people's experience is interesting and it's special. So, yeah, it's just really sad at the end, you know? I guess that's what, you know, when you allow yourself to be affected by people and you like them, and there are sad parts of being related in that way, and some of them are when you disagree, so. So, I'm going to go watch some basketball and get this out of my head. Thanks again for your support and your. It's funny. I haven't really been working too much on the fundraising aspect recently, and so donations have slowed, but they come in sort of sporadically and from really amazing people that I haven't heard from in a long time, and sometimes they're a lot, like $100, and sometimes they're little, like $18, and sometimes they're even smaller, like $5. But every donation, every contribution to the film that comes in, I get an email, and it's a name from my past somewhere, like college or high school or Landmark or acting buddies, and it's just all my different networks of people. So anyway, thanks again for all of your support, and tweet me or Facebook me if you got something to say, at Joe_McGovern, and using the hashtag TOS for the other side. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Bye.